Hey. Time for another Out of This World story from our space. I trusted my girlfriend to be just friends with her ex, and this happened. With final update. I need your help, because I'm naturally worried about being cheated on due to past incidents. Also, my significant other has a history of being unfaithful, but we have established a line of truth and honesty up to this date. This means we do not hide our phones from each other and feel great telling where we're heading every time we do not see each other, etc. I had no problems in trusting her up until today. So, shortly before we met, she dumped her ex-boyfriend. We clicked overall, and after about half a year became a couple. About a month ago, her ex contacted her. They have established a friendship, with which I was fine with, because she has communicated to me that she left him because she fell out of love and has no romantic interest in him anymore. So far so good. Every time they wrote via text or met for a smoke, she told me beforehand. After a few weeks, he cut contact, because he felt like it was too early for a friendship. It kind of made her mad. Today, she told me that she dropped off all the things he left at her place at his address. She said they didn't meet in person. She just left it in front of his door. Weird, I thought. Red flag, because she told me days later. As I was riding us home from a road trip today, I glanced at her phone and was dead sure I saw her typing a message. His profile pic, 100%. And to me, it looked like the chat was recently deleted, because messages weren't filling up the whole screen. Weird again, too, red flag. I calmly asked her whether she is still in contact with her ex or not. She refused. I started to doubt what I thought I saw. I asked again a few minutes later, stating that I clearly saw the chat. She said she looked at what they wrote last time. This seemed like BS to me because I really think I saw her typing. I didn't want to push too hard, so I asked her if she misses him. She said no, not as someone she loved, but as a friend. She offered me her phone to look through. I declined because I know I can take it any time. Why offer me that? She also held the phone way closer to her face while she was typing, looking at their convo. I could barely make it out. I began thinking, and this is where I am afraid to be tripping balls. This week, she went to visit a best friend of hers. They haven't seen each other for a while. She went there 3 times. It's always the same pattern. She won't be sending any texts for a few hours. Later, she starts sending them, and about half an hour later, she drives home. Now I started thinking, could it be possible the significant other is visiting ex beforehand, using her best friend as an alibi, and just hopping in at her place for an hour before driving home? This combined with her stopping to tell me about her ex gives me very weird vibes. Am I overreacting, or are my doubts justified? Update. Since some people are interested, I'll update you about the story. I didn't check her whereabouts on that night. I don't even remember why. I felt trusting. I guess time with her was great before. But the days leading up to last Sunday and the Sunday itself were so freaking weird. It was like I could see in her eyes something just isn't quite right. We spent Sunday until late afternoon. She told me that she'll later visit her friend. I agreed to drive home and suggested she might come over later and me sleeping at hers. She said she'll think about it. It was also the day where we specifically requested to sleep alone previously. Leaving her car, I just knew something was off. I drove home, changed my clothes and parked my car where I was hidden and tried to see if she passed by or not. But the spot was bad, to be honest. Guess I'm not making it as a detective, so I couldn't reply to tell if she passed there or not. But I didn't need to. It all felt so weird. It was like something else told me that something was going on. She was texting me super cute before she reached her destination, and later just texted me a few short messages. I didn't feel like sitting at home alone, so I visited a friend. We drank beers and I got really distracted. It was like I had no proof, but I knew. And then my phone rang. It was her, but I noticed too late. I called her back and she picked up the phone. I said, "Hey, what's up?" And she said nothing. I heard that she was driving in her car. You good, babe?"
"No, I've made a mistake.
"What are you talking about?"
I have lied to you.
"About what?"
Where I was going today."
"I know."
"How?"
"I just know. Gut feeling. You get a sense for that kind of stuff when you love someone. Where have you been?" Silence. "I can hear you're driving home probably, so it's okay. Just tell me where you have been the last few hours."
"I can't tell you. You'll hate me."
"Your ex's place?"
"Yes."
"Okay. So now's your time to come clean, okay?"
"Okay."
She began crying. "Have you slept together?"
"No."
"I promise I won't ask any further questions when this is discussed, and I will work on trusting you again, but you really need to be honest with me right now."
"I am. I promise. We didn't have sex."
"Kissed? Cuddled?"
"No, nothing of that kind."
"Okay, So why did you want to sleep over then?
I don't know, he asked, and I didn't think much more of it as chilling with a friend. I don't have feelings for him. I know that for sure.
Okay, but you are aware of the fact that this invitation is highly likely to be one of his antics to win you back?
I don't know. I don't care if he wants me back.
Okay, and can you tell me why you are driving home right now and not staying?
I couldn't. I constantly felt like I was betraying you. When he went to sleep and wanted me to come meet him in bed, it felt so bad I couldn't even say bye anymore. I just left. I was constantly thinking about you.
I then said that's all I needed to hear and suggested we talk in person. We talked until the sun came up, and it was very intense. She has issues I expect her to work on, and she needs to start to accept me as someone who will not be gone soon and start committing, because otherwise she will keep on feeling the need to sabotage this when it gets too close. I told her that I sense when things are off, and that I won't tolerate things like this anymore. I thanked her for telling me the truth though, even though it was a bit late. At the moment we see each other for 1 or 2 days a week. I need to rebuild trust, and she needs to focus on working on herself. Edit. Update. Okay, I did not expect to get so many comments overnight. Some of them are harsh in a way, some people are really understanding. But every single one of them comes to the same conclusion I've had this night lying in bed next to her. We were resting in bed and were looking for clothes online. Everyone on their one phone. She got a notification and her mobile phone made bing. I didn't look. As we were asking each other for opinions, she turned away later, changed the position she was laying. I couldn't see her phone. So after about 3 or 4 minutes, she stopped asking me for opinions about clothes. I grew suspicious and peeked over her shoulder. What I saw? A WhatsApp chat with this dude she was texting sporadically with for about a week. I actually talked with her about this. She told me it was just someone she knew from the car dealership, and he contacted her over Insta. Well, all good. Things like this don't make me jealous or suspicious. I saw texts over the last days, here and there. They were meh whatsoever. It kind of showed me that there is really nothing more going on than flat chit-chat. She assured me back when we talked that there is no interest in him whatsoever. But when I saw the chat yesterday, the smiley faces with 3 hearts and kissing heart, it just seemed to have clicked in my head. I was trying to think about if this was serious or not, but instantly realized that this was it. I am ultimately sick of it. I realized that she has turned off the notifications for this dude just to hide it. I realized she turned away from me to text his butt. I was fuming inside. I was once again someone I didn't want to be. I never got that mad, but I was able to keep it for myself. To be honest, I don't think she even noticed that I saw the texts. All I have ever asked from her was to be honest about everything that's going on. Just tell me, and we'll work it out. But she yet again betrayed me and my trust. Being dodgy with her phone and texts. I'm not a freaking branch she can just hold on to while grabbing around for a thicker one. There I was, lying beside her, wondering how she can be that fast asleep when I lay there with my thoughts. Looked at her face and felt that I don't respect her anymore. That, even if I wanted to, I'd not be able to love her the way this started out. And it is all her fault. Because she never truly saw what I've been doing for her. Because the way she currently is, she only respects herself and spits on others. This has to end. I'll do it via text when she's at work today. I don't care. She'd probably also do it like this. I am sick of picking up and getting cut on the shards she's losing on her way. Sick of putting out the fire she starts while playing around with sparks. I don't feel like myself anymore, and she is to blame for this. I need her out of my life. Time for some reactions. Vodo says, she definitely, without a doubt, has been sleeping with her ex for a while now. Cranach chimes in, have you asked her about the previous times when she told you that she is with her friend and goes silent for a few hours? Has she offered you to cut her ex, the reason she lied to you, out of her life? Or does she want to stay close to the guy that wants her to lie to you in favor of him? The OP responds, I asked her. She told me she was not at his place. It was the first time. She didn't offer that. And you put it like that? She should have. Cranach says, so she wants to stay in contact with him, an enemy of your relationship. That says a lot. You know what makes me wonder? You say that you have a good gut feeling that you trust. You just knew that she was lying when she was with him. But you didn't have the same gut feeling when she told you that she was with this friend and you couldn't reach her for hours. What about the times when you wanted to spend the night with her? She declined and you had another gut feeling? Has she shown you that the texts that she has exchanged with her ex? Did she really come clean to you, or has she only told you just what you wanted to hear? I have a feeling that this is not the final update, just part 1 of it. Cats for Everyone says, why would she say you'd hate her if she didn't actually do anything? She cheated, bro. Tripods92 chimes in, please tell me you don't believe her story. OP, she has clearly cheated on you and had sex. Come on, wake up and see the truth. She is waterboarding you with BS up to your neck. And this will never ever be the same. I wish you the well. The OP responds, I want to believe her, but I think she was trickle-truthing me. She wouldn't make such a deal about it if it were nothing, right? She needs to work on her and her issues. Steven the Sailor has the next thought. Of course she is lying. She didn't go there to talk with her ex. Just accept it and move on, or it will eat you up from the inside. If you stay, you won't be building up trust. You will be building up denial, being her backup plan, and have footprints across your back. JNH daughter says, okay, you are really not getting she isn't over him, right? She felt bad, so she slept with him. Please stop letting yourself be fooled. He probably slept with her and booted her, so she regretted it because she probably thought he wanted to get back together. Stop being blind. You are her backup. She wanted to see how it would go, because deep in her, she knew she was being used, but had to be sure. So she slept with him as on sex. He probably was like, okay, bye. She probably was like, what the hell? And then hit you up because she knew she chose wrong. Don't let her play her games, because if he wants to keep playing with her, he will. She is not over him. She is using you as a security blanket. You need to work on your self-esteem. Also, know how to identify when people are not over their ex. You seem like you may be a fixer. That's fine, but don't consider these people your partner, because they are going to use you so they feel better about themselves, or to make their ex jealous, and keep you until they feel better about themselves and dip. You need to learn it's fine to help someone heal, but don't invest your heart into them when they clearly aren't over their ex. Moving on to the next story. My 19 female boyfriend, 19 male, cheated on me with multiple women from the beginning of our relationship and doesn't have an answer as to why. We had been together a year and about 4 months, and were planning on getting engaged in the spring or fall. I found it all out recently, and we broke up, but I don't really understand why he would do all this if he acted serious with me from the beginning. I mean, he could have just not been with me and messed around while he's young, but he initiated everything in our relationship, from taking me out to talking about marriage. Most of the cheating was online messaging with girls. Found stuff from like just 2 months into our relationship, sexting one girl and messages with 2 others for the next 2 months, but they didn't really respond back. Then there's a gap where he doesn't seem to be doing anything. Then, 4 months later, he's sexting and texting and video calling this one girl who he spoke to for like 7 months and told her he wanted to marry her, that he loved her, and was in love with her, but she lived across the world and he met her on Omegle, so I'm not sure how that could have been serious. He also sexted her and told her about his family problems and other personal stuff, I assume. He also lied to her a lot though. We were also long distance at one point for like 6 of those 7 months. He came back to our hometown, and I found out he also did something in person a month after coming back. He tried to make plans with a girl he used to work with, but she claims they didn't end up going out or anything. They made out in his car, and then both blocked each other because he felt bad about it. Or so she and he both claim. And then the kicker is I found out he was texting some new girl, flirting with her after we'd broken up. Oh, and he just admitted to making out with the girl. Everything else, he just gave me his account info, and I found it myself. I don't really get it. It seemed like he was looking at other girls the entire relationship. I also found he had been sending himself random profiles of girls. He keeps saying he is very sorry and can change, but I think he's just not capable of monogamy. He refuses and says that he is monogamous and that he loves only me and didn't mean any of the girls' things he said to those girls and was probably just horny. I mean, if that's the case though, I was right here. He seemed like such a nice person the whole time we were together. I really don't understand. Our relationship was very serious and we talked about marriage, and he had me meet his mother back in January, and I would text his mom and he would text mine. His whole family knew about me and wanted us to get married soon as well. I just don't understand. He was my first love and said I was his. Ever since, I keep thinking about why he did this and trying to get details, and I don't know how to stop. I keep thinking if he could change eventually, as he keeps saying he wants to get back with me once he works on himself. I keep thinking how there's so much more he could have done that I will never know about. I'm not sure how to stop these intrusive thoughts. Time for a couple quick reactions. Killer Kamadas says, he's a narcissist and self-centered. Why else would you cheat? You decide to cheat because you are thinking of, how can I benefit from this or that? Not once will a cheater think about how this could affect others and his relationship. 994744 says, sometimes we work to understand the things that we cannot accept. These discoveries that you've made are supporting evidence of who your ex-boyfriend really is. You've got to know an illusion, the put-on persona of a person who deep down knows they aren't deserving of true love and therefore hide their true nature. The true answer is that he is not capable of loving you, or himself or anyone, and you deserve more than an illusion of love.